Good afternoon. I just spent time with the next Attorney General of the state of New York, Senator Eric Schneiderman, talking about the office and the priority cases and the personnel, and giving him my 2 cents on what he needs to know about the Attorney General's office. Eric and I go way back, as they say. We started in this business in many ways together. Back in the 80s, we worked with a fellow named Mario Cuomo on that campaign. That's how far we go back. So I think he's going to be an outstanding Attorney General. I look forward to working with him as Governor of the state. We had the first conversation today. We'll have a series of conversations. I'm not going anywhere, so I'll be around. And as I said, I look forward to working with him. It's now my pleasure to give you Attorney General-elect Eric Schneiderman.
Thank you, Governor. We've had our first conversation, looking forward to many more. And as someone who is going to be representing you for a long time, I'm very pleased to see how circumspect you are. From my point of view, I'm just starting the process of understanding what's going on in the office. It's an extraordinary office, and I intend to work with the governor and to build on his great work in the Attorney General's office. We face significant challenges in the state, and I think we are going to have a great team to address those challenges. So, Governor, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Questions, comments? Okay, no questions. I always try to do it. You have to do it very fast. It's one of the tricks I was teaching. Very fast and cut it over.
Do you intend to back the Attorney General's power to investigate corruption without the governor's say so?
We're going to propose, we have outlined a full independent ethics reform plan, which will have, as part of it, an enforcement mechanism. And that's what we intend to pursue. Conversations today in the newspaper about possible independent prosecutors and proposals for that. I believe that's going to be part of the legislation that we work through on the ethics reform, and as part of that, having an independent ethics watchdog and prosecutor.
Yesterday on the radio, you indicated that you would fight to keep the case and trial out of New York. And I'm just wondering what that means. Would you prevent it from coming here? Does it mean New York City only, or would you prevent it from coming to New York State?
New York State, writ large. As governor-elect, I think this is an appropriate issue for the governor to address. I know the people in the federal government. Attorney General Holder, I had the good fortune to work with when I was in the Clinton administration. He was Deputy Attorney General, I was HUD Secretary. So I will advocate forcefully for our position.
And your position is?
I'm against it.
Just simply against it?
Period.
Where would be a suitable place for that trial like that?
Not New York. Not New York. That's their decision. You know, that's the Attorney General's decision. It's his decision, but not New York.
Get back to the Inspector General's recommendation. You would support a separate independent prosecutor?
As part of ethics reform, yes.
Yeah, this is an issue that relates to ethics reform proposals, many of which I've sponsored before. So this is not new news from a policy point of view.
Mr. Lombardi, how are you, Frank? Thank you very much. Good to see you. You know, Frank, this is the mayor's appointment. It's the mayor's judgment. The mayor's judgment has proven good in the past, and I will leave it to the mayor's judgment. In terms of the waiver, that is a waiver that will be determined by the Commissioner of Education, I believe, and I'll leave that decision to them.
But it doesn't have to by January 1st, obviously, then
If, then we'll deal with it then.
What executive authority or executive order authority would you be ready to sign over to the Attorney General's office without public press?
That's something we'll be talking about as we go forward, actually. that is an option that we're considering. I want to see what happens on the ethics reform with the legislature, but there are a number of options that can be pursued. The optimum, from my point of view, is we have an overall reform bill done, signed by the legislature for a comprehensive ethics reform package. That is the way to do this. That is the best way. Are there things the governor can do without legislation? Yes. Moreland Commission, etc. That is not the optimum from my point of view. That's not where I want to start. I want to start with the optimum, which is a piece of legislation passed by the legislature that reforms the entire system.
So do you think that the ethics reform has a better chance of succeeding in a Republican state Senate or a Democratic state Senate?
I think both. I don't think it makes a difference. I think if you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican, you understand fully, especially from this election cycle, that the people of the state of New York are fed up. And enough is enough. And they want reform, and they want it now, and they want Albany cleaned up. By the way, everyone who ran, I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, Assembly, Senate, Governor, Attorney General, everybody ran saying, we will clean up Albany, right? Everybody said that. Well, now you have to do it. And the old adage, do what you said you were going to do, and the people are going to hold you accountable. Everybody said they're going to clean up Albany. Well, let's clean up Albany. Best way to do it is not these, hodgepodge efforts. Comprehensive ethics reform passed by the state legislature. And they all ran saying they're going to clean up Albany. Well, good. Now they'll have a piece of legislation they can pass.
And what's your fix?
Give a time frame that you want that legislation signed by and passed, and secondly, maybe about the local development corporation in the region state.
The Lower Manhattan Development Corporation is one of the issues we'll be discussing through January, Ozzy. And ethics reform will be part of the first session. Within that session, is it first, second, third, fourth? I don't know yet.
Do you think it's a good idea for the city to proceed with contracts with individual for social services?
That's a matter of an ongoing investigation, and I won't have any comment on a matter that's under investigation, as you know.
Thanks, everybody.
Please.
I previously have said it shouldn't happen in New York City. Now that I have to deal with it from a statewide perspective, I'm supportive of the governor's position.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks, guys.